the Box Truck Hustle podcast, where we highlight real stories and real strategies from people moving freight every day. I'm your host, Telly Arnold. I am the creator of Straight Connect, a platform created for the box truck industry to connect drivers, carriers, and dispatchers in a verified space. Anybody who joins has to verify that identity so you do know that they are a real person and not a bot. And my co host is my business partner, Sharif Brooks, and I will let him introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sharif Brooks. I'm the other half of TLA Group. I have 25 years of 18-wheel experience, dry van, flatbed, and right now we've been doing 3 years of box truck hustling. So great to be here.
And our other host is Derek of Fastlane Trucking.
What's going on, Derek? Fast Lane Trucking, DreamWorks South, DreamWorks TV. I do it all. You know,
Hmm.
I need to update my email now to add the DreamWorks. You might need to send me a bio.
I got you. I got you.
Okay. And we have a special guest. Her name is Valletta. I'll make sure I'm saying it right.
Close enough.
Coach. Okay. Coach V. And she is the founder of TKK Logistics and Trucking. So I'll let Coach V introduce herself.
Well,
All
first of
right.
all, thank each and every one of you for having me on tonight. I'm definitely honored to be a part of the box truck hustle, baby, because y'all is out here
Mm,
making major moves in this thing we
uh,
call the trucking industry, okay? But as she said, I am Violetta, also known as Coach V. Miss Jeffrey, I'm the founder of and the CEO of TKK Logistics and Trucking. I'm also the visionary behind the Room of Opportunity. I am a logistics entrepreneur, a fleet owner, a dispatcher, a mentor. As they say, you name it, that's your girl. If you thinking trucking, it's me. Okay, I'm all things trucking, a business strategist, and I just believe in helping people to have the tools and the resources they need to be successful in this trucking industry. So that's just a little bit about me.
You sound kind of like me, honey, because I got my hands in everything possible.
You
Uh,
got to nowadays to
and
stay
working full
involved.
time.
Ooh, come on.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how I be up in the middle of the night, clickety clacking, as they
Burning that
say.
midnight oil, as they say,
Pretty much, pretty
okay?
much. So, what made you decide to become a fleet owner and an entrepreneur?
So, if we kind of back up to the entrepreneur part first, because I recently became a fleet owner. Come on, fleet owner. Okay.
Okay, all right.
I love that. I mean, I consider fleet when you got, we only got two, but I'll take it. So I receive it, okay?
Okay,
But
amen.
backing up to entrepreneur, I was actually, it's funny. I was sitting at dinner with my daughter the other day, and she said, "Mama, if you really think about it, you always had your own business. You always did something that was, showing us how to be a business owner." So really becoming an entrepreneur just came about because I was a single mom for so long. Shoots up until 4 years ago now, I was a single mom, and so being able to be in my children's life was what was so imperative to me, especially in this day and age. I was like, hey, I got to switch it up. I got to make something happen. And so that's how I became an entrepreneur. And then just not wanting to work for nobody else, not having to clock in and clock out and let somebody tell me when I can go on vacation and can't go on vacation. So I love what I do now because I can be on vacation doing what I do. Okay.
Amen. Yes,
So
ma'am.
yeah, that's how I became an entrepreneur. And then the fleet ownership, it came about when I got with my husband. And so it was an owner. Well, he was a driver, but he was driving for someone else. And I'm like, hey, listen, your wife out here with a whole dispatch company. We got to boss this thing all the way up. And so he was like, well, I want to get my own truck. I'm like, well, I'm behind you. Okay. So got his own truck and then paid that one off. And he was like, well, I believe we should get another one. And I'm like, ride or die, let's do it. So now we have two. So that's how we became fleet owners. I got married, and that was what my husband's dream was, and I just stood behind him. I just only had the dream to, do the dispatching and help others to get into it, not knowing that one day I would, be a fleet owner. So yeah,
Gotcha.
that came
So how
about.
many do you have on your dispatch? You have a dispatch team, or is
Yes.
it just you or
So what I do in my company itself, it's me and my children. Hence my name TKK. That's Titus, Kaylee, and Keon. So it's me and
okay.
my children as the dispatching company here. However, my mentees are under me as well. So I do have kind of like we'll call it a team, because if I can't do it, I pass it to them. If they can't do it, we pass it to the next. So sharing is caring. We share around here to make sure we got it going on. Yep.
Gotcha, gotcha. What type of mistakes did y'all make when y'all first started y'all business? Everybody has a mistake
What
story.
mistakes didn't we make? I mean, honestly, which ones didn't we make? I mean, from not knowing how to do the proper measures as credit checks, to making sure those brokers checked out, doing the necessary background work on them to make sure my drivers were getting paid, invoicing right, making sure you send paper. We made every mistake that you can make, even sending them to the wrong places, not knowing what was not good places to go to, that would lead us to a place of, having a deadhead long ways and things like that. Because at the end of the day, honestly, in this industry, it's kind of, and this is my opinion, you may agree or may not. The veteran over there, Sharif, right? Am I saying that right? I don't want to missay his name, but it's kind of a learn as you go type of situation. And we kind of learned as we went. Now, do I feel like I'm a lot further than where I was? Of course, because we're supposed to learn from our mistakes. But in the beginning, when I first got into it, I took a training, but the mistake that I did not do, if we honestly be honest, I took a training, but I didn't get in the mentorship. I just took a
Gotcha.
class and I hopped in without getting the necessary tools that I need. And so that's why I find it very important not to just take a dispatch class and just say, oh, now I'm a dispatcher. No, get that extra resource, because 9 times out of 10, when you're taking the class, they're just giving you the overview. They're not giving you all the tools, all the steps, all the strategies, all the breakdowns, all the terminology. They're not giving you all of that. They're just giving you just enough to say, hey, you showed up in my class, you took a class, here go your certificate, move on. So, yeah, I didn't get that extra that I needed to push me out there and get the rest of the knowledge that I needed. I just hopped out there. So, hey, it's either what they say, uh, swim or drown. Well, I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
drown.
That's
So
him.
hey, yes. So I mean, I was out there. I'm a big thing. I'm a big believer. Hey, either we're gonna go big or we gonna go home. And everything big in Texas, baby. So we're not going home. We're going big. So we made the
Yeah.
mistakes, and now we're better because of it. Obviously. So yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's definitely like mentorship wise is big. A lot of people run away from it because they've gotten the world has gotten so much. Everybody got a course. Like everybody
Everybody.
right now is selling a course, and
Mm-hmm.
you go and you buy it, you get excited, then they just throw a little PowerPoint in front of you and tell you he'll learn it, and they're
Yeah.
just not being hands on. But
Right.
I'm saying all that to say though is that if more people got into actual finding good mentorship to where somebody's actually there to help walk you through a process, to help explain something that you don't understand, or when you do something wrong they can talk you through it, try to help you figure out
Absolutely.
what it was. It's a blessing that we do bypass a lot on because of the way everything is now, and everybody's like throwing a course at you that they just got off Chat GPT and they just selling it to you for $500.
Yes. And I totally agree with that, Derek. Like, so with my mentorship, You literally get me every time. You're gonna show up in class, we're gonna be on the camera, we're gonna go through what we're gonna go through. You're gonna ask your questions, you're gonna have homework. I expect you to do your homework. We're gonna do role plays, and if you are in, in my city, we're gonna meet up for a, in person, mentor day where we're going through everything that we've learned, and I'm making sure that you have a grasp on that thing. And then even after that, I'm always a phone call or a text away, because at the end of the day, when you get ready to book that first carrier, I'm on that phone with you. I want to walk through everything with you, and I'm not gonna let you drown. So I'm gonna listen, but if I feel like you sinking, I'm gonna hop into the conversation. I'm gonna spearhead it, and then when we come off, we're gonna do that whole, now this is what you did wrong. This is how you could have improved on it, and just next time, listen for these things so that you can watch out and don't, get trapped up or miss something. Because at the end of the day, until you do something, it's still new to you. I can
Right.
explain it to you day in and day out, but until you actually put your hands to it, it's like, okay. And then even after you put your hands to it, it's still most people anyway, they kind of get nerved up. They get nervous. They forget everything that
Mm-hmm.
they learned, because it's like they on the spot. It's pressure. So they
Totally.
forget everything that they've learned. But I agree with Derek. It's so many people out here. Everybody got a master class. Everybody got this. Everybody got that. And it's like, when are we actually going to take the time to start building spaces where people can get what they really need and what they're really paying for? So that for me is what make me different, because I am not one that's just, okay, here you go. Here go the course. Do it. Don't call me no more. I got your money. Here go your certificate. Good job. No, we're going to walk through this thing. We're going to make sure. And even when you come to my in-person classes, I don't just teach dispatcher. No, I teach business fundamentals. I need you to make sure you got this thing right out the gate. The way you start is how you're going to finish. So let's start by making sure you understand the difference between a DBA and an LLC. Let's start by making sure you're not mixing your personal assets with your business assets. Let's start by making sure you check your name and you're not just getting any type of name. Let's do those type of things. So that's the type of things that I do when it relates to holding these courses and doing these classes. And my mentorship is 8 to 12 weeks, just depending on the person. If I think you need to extend, hey, let's extend, because I truly, genuinely want to make sure that you're successful. Because at the end of the day, one thing that I've learned as it relates to business as a whole, everybody is different. You may do the same thing I do, but the way you deliver is totally different than the way that I deliver. What you provide is totally different than the way that I provide. So what's wrong with me helping you to get where I'm at? New money being printed every day, baby. You can have yesterday's money. I'm trying to get tomorrow's money.
Facts. Mhm.
I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can I be
Yeah.
heard?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
We hear you.
Okay, guys. I wanted to ask you, Taylor and I are starting a class where we're teaching. I don't know if you dispatch box trucks, but
Mhm.
I wanted to make sure, because the one thing I knew dispatchers had problems with was those drivers that didn't want to do the stuff that didn't make sense. Like, you know how I'm sure you go through it, where the broker wants the tracking, but they're still calling like it's old school.
Oh
They're
my
still
God.
wanting to hear that voice, and sometimes
Mhm.
driver will ignore that all the way to the delivery, and that's, to me, that's a bad look on
And then they get
the
mad when they don't
dispatcher and
pay
the
the
whole
adjuster.
chain.
Yep.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's important, correct?
Absolutely. The funny thing about it though, I have people that don't even that come to me as drivers that don't even know that they need an ELD. I'm like, where you
Ha.
been?
Right.
Like for real, like where have you been? How do you not know that you need this to survive in the trucking
Hmm.
industry? There's no more paper logs. I mean, I know we still have them and you use them at the bare minimum, but you shouldn't be utilizing them at all. So what they don't understand is, hey, when you don't have an ELD, you're denied. So it's not
Hmm.
that the dispatcher can't find you something. No, it's that you're out of compliance. So I even go so far as to even train drivers on having their compliance, because at the end of the day, if you don't have an ELD, everybody knows highway is a fan of ELD. Okay?
Oh
If
yes.
you
Oh
don't got
yes.
Hmm.
ELD, highway don't even want to talk to you.
That's
Exactly.
tripping.
Right.
So it's the simple things. So I get that frustration. Really, I do. I get it, because it's like, come on, answer your phone. Even
Hmm.
if it's just, and then the sad part is when I get a call from the broker saying, well, they answered the phone and told me, ain't my tracking on? And I'm like,
Exactly.
oh my gosh. Now I gotta
It's
call and do damage control because it's the outlook on us that we're building our brand as well as a dispatch company. So outside of you as a trucker, I'm building relationships with these brokers because not to be ugly or funny, I love my drivers that I have. I love them, but drivers come and go.
hmm
So as that is a revolving door, even as an owner, I mean, like we're looking for a driver right now. So if you got a CDL, go ahead and inbox your girl, okay? But
I got
we're looking for a driver right now because it's like drivers come and go, and it's like. But at the end of the day, I know that, and I'm not on broker side. I'm really not because I feel like some of them or whatever. But at the end of the day, like I explained to my students, we need each other to survive. Okay?
hmm
The brokers need us. We need the brokers. Why? They get the freight, we transport the freight. Okay? And then the dispatchers, we're the glue that holds everybody together. So, why is it that we can't work together? Why does it always have to be who has the bigger kahunas in the industry? No, listen,
hmm
my job is to, or the broker's job is to contact that shipper or that freight forwarder, get that freight, put it on a board, or contact a dispatcher or a carrier that they've established a relationship with, and let's get that freight moved. If this means, okay, you got a track and they're going to call your phone, just answer it. Hey, yeah, I'm still on schedule. Thank you. Got to go. I'm driving. But
Exactly.
at the same time, brokers, you're distracting them from driving. So if you're gonna have the tracking in place, what's the purpose of it if you still gonna ring their line? And they gotta
Yeah.
take their
Exactly.
eyes off the road to pick up the phone or whatever the case may be.
And I've always said, Coach V, get that phone call over with. If anything, wake up in the morning and call them and go ahead and get it over with. Because it's
Yeah,
less annoyance. It's a less annoyance. So get
yep,
up in the morning, say, hey, just letting you know I'll be there, blah, 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 or I'm on the run, just letting you know I'm rolling.
yeah.
And then that way you ahead of it, and it's less annoying to get that, especially if you ignore it. Because if you
Yeah.
ignore it, they're gonna keep that phone. They're gonna keep it coming, and they will remember it when you need a load going somewhere else.
That part, and
Mm.
that's a part of building that relationship, building that trust. And even the dispatchers, if you have a dispatcher in place, what I teach is you are the communicator. So that morning, provide an ETA. Anything
Mm-hmm.
happens along the way, update them. Stay on that same email thread so can't nobody say they didn't get it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, driver's ETA is this. Hey, breakdown happened. Hey, traffic. Hey, on site. Hey, detention. Hey, revise. Hey, POD.
Mm-hmm.
It takes nothing from you to just do what's right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
It's childish not to do it because it's a job at the end of the day, and it's annoying. Yes, you have a point. Why do we have tracking? But are you going to fight the system? You know.
Yeah.
I think what killed me is that just like Coach V said, like you think calling them all the time is gonna make that truck move faster? Like you keep calling them and stuff,
Exactly.
like you're just pushing the issue. But I get it. I know you want to know where this stuff at, but you calling him ain't gonna get it no faster.
At all.
That
At
truck
all.
ain't gonna move no faster. Can you can you touch on like of all of the things when you start a course or when somebody starts your course, what are some of the things that what is things that you notice that most new people struggle with the most getting into this space?
Negotiating and knowing how to speak to the brokers. So for me, I feel like they be nervous. They're like, well, and the thing is, I do live calls. So when you're in my training, you're gonna hear me do what I'm teaching you. But they get nervous. Well, I didn't know. I don't know. Listen, all they can say is no.
That's it.
That's it. How many times did your mama tell you no growing up?
Every
Did
day,
you let that stop you?
Mm-hmm.
hours, minutes, all the time.
Okay.
How many times you
Never
got a
stops
pop
my
because she
child.
told you no?
Exactly.
Anyway,
Exactly.
so I think that's one of the biggest things is that, and then not understanding the industry as a whole, looking at it as a hustle instead of a business. And so I always
Hmm.
tell people the difference between a hustler and a CEO is the mindset. The way you position yourself is the difference. So if you just, oh, well, I'll get up at 10 o'clock, I get something. You a hustler. A CEO is up at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. They already then got up, and whatever your daily routine is, mine is I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna tell the Lord thank you, I'm gonna cover my drivers, and then I'm gonna go on this board, and I'm gonna see what I have to do. I'm gonna answer emails. I'm gonna reach out to people. So everybody's is different, but if you are lagging, this ain't for you. I tell people that all the time. If you struggle with getting up early and you struggle with how people like to say I'm not a morning person, this not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
This not for you. So
Right.
that's
That's so insulting to hear somebody say that. I'm not a morning person. What? That's when you wake up and say, "Thank God." You know what
thank
I
you,
mean? So
Lord.
yeah, I'm not. I don't like that part of the day. What? You woke up?
At 10 o'clock and you
That
woke
part.
up, yeah, you might well just stay in the bed.
You might as well
Yeah,
just
yeah,
get in bed
yeah.
with the
You
sun
might as
on
well.
the
Yeah, especially in this game, that little boy gonna be
Oh
laughing at
yeah,
you.
yeah.
laughing
You
at
right.
you. And I always tell people honestly, and I know some good dispatchers out there. I'm not faulting anybody or throwing no shade, but reality is this: dispatching to me is kind of like Russian roulette. It's whoever gets the call answered first, and whoever is meeting the needs for that broker. And then whoever, and when I say meeting the needs, I'm not talking about your availability. No, your CSA scores. What does that look like? What does your safety scores look like? That alone gives you room for negotiation. Your positioning. Are you empty? Are you ready to roll? That alone gives you room for
Mm-hmm.
negotiation. So those are the
Right.
things that people don't understand, that you can utilize small things to your advantage. If this is an urgent load, well, hey, it's my name, my price game at that point. This is what I need in order to move that load for you. It ain't about, hey, this is what I have. No. And then stop just being so scared when they say to the truck. Okay, so that's it. That's all we doing. Don't shut down right there. No, hey, this is what I need. I love my son because he'll play the game so smooth. He plays it so smooth. He'll let them get all they spill out. He'll say, okay, okay. He repeats the detail verbatim, and then he'll say, all right, so this what I need to get it done. If we can meet right here, we can lock it in, my man. And I'll be like, hold on,
It's
bro.
wordage is important. How you phrase
Yeah,
it is so important.
yeah.
He ahead of the game.
He ahead of the game. He lets them feel like, okay,
Yes, he
hey,
is.
you winning. The ball is in your court, but in reality, no. He
But
eventually comes back and says,
exactly,
"Keep it safe. This is what we need in order to get it moved." And if they agree to it, cool.
exactly.
And then of course you play the game with them too when they be like, nah, this is what I can do. Well, okay, we're gonna put you on hold. We're gonna pretend to call my driver because I'm not calling my driver because I already know what my expectations is. My expectations are probably higher than yours because what people don't understand as a dispatcher, the more your driver make, the more you make. So at the end of the day, why
Hmm.
I'm not trying to get the most bang for my buck. So yeah, we're gonna play the game. I'm gonna put you on hold. I'm gonna pretend like I'm calling the driver, and then I'm gonna click back over and tell you what I really need. And then either we're gonna meet in the middle or I'm gonna tell you, okay, thank you. And sometimes that backfires, sometimes it doesn't. And then sometimes they'll call you back after it's
Yeah.
all said and done. But it's all about that confidence that you have to have when you're speaking.
Hmm.
You can't speak
Yeah.
like
Yes.
you don't know what you're talking about because they just gonna overlook you and they gonna offer you the bare minimum because they're gonna be like, oh, this just a little random somebody. I can just get away with saying $500 when in actuality, I've watched my son talk somebody up $400. They
That's
have
what I'm
that
saying.
in the load. That's the part that I don't agree with as it relates to brokers. When y'all are trying to penny pitch the drivers because they're the ones that's really out there doing the work. We are behind the desk. Now, don't get me wrong, because you ain't gonna downplay me as a dispatcher either, because I get out there on the streets too. I go out and I
Mm.
see what you go through, but at the same token, you're the one that have to drive. You're the one that's up in the middle of the night. You're the one that's leaving your family. You're the one that's putting your life in jeopardy because we all know if anybody can jump in front of a truck, they'll try it if they can, just so they can try to get paid, which is so sad. But at the end of the day, if the brokers would just be more, what's the word I can use? Honest. Let's go with that one.
Right.
More honest. and, and
Hmm.
and pay, we never can pay anybody what they're worth, but be fair. If you know you
Yeah.
got this amount for the loan, you're only supposed to get what? I think they're only supposed to get what? 20, 30% of whatever it is that they got. Whatever
Mm.
their percentage they're supposed to get.
Yeah.
Stick with what you're supposed to get. Stop being greedy. Stop
Right.
being greedy.
Right.
But they're not transparent with how us as care owner operators and and dispatchers also, we don't know what their budget is. You get what I'm trying to
Hmm.
say? So,
Hmm.
that's what I wish would be transparent. Just like us as dispatcher and owner operators have to be transparent with the driver on what this rate is costing us. It has
Yes.
to be like that above us the same way. It should be.
So when is that law gonna really go into effect? Because how long has
We
that
all been
been?
waiting. They
Exactly.
doing
Man, they've
everything
been
but
talking about
that.
the last 2 years, and hadn't I ain't seen nothing pushed out. Like,
Nothing. They've been doing everything but what we need right now. We need
Everything.
that.
Boy, if they
Yeah.
do that, we gonna really find out how much they've been putting that
Ooh.
KY, baby. Ooh.
Girl,
Oh,
it's gonna
we
be
gonna
so
realize if they was using it
exposed.
or not. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't using the
Yeah.
KY. They was like,
I don't
ooh.
know, but I feel like
Anyway,
whenever it does, I feel like it's gonna start a war. Like, I really feel like it's gonna start a back and forth to where,
yeah.
like, okay, now let's do whatever we can to stick it to them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna become tit for tat. You're
It's really gonna
absolutely
become
Yeah,
tick.
correct.
it's going. Thank you. They're gonna have another law. Gonna make it something that's gonna backfire to where it's gonna be harder
Hmm.
on the
They're
carrier
gonna
and the
add some
driver
extra
for
fees.
that.
I
Yeah.
believe they're gonna add some extra fees that's gonna
Yep.
like start
'Cause-
cause
Well, I think first and
it's
foremost,
fees on everything.
it's gonna make it impossible for a new authority to get a load.
Ooh,
If
Oh
wee.
they got to
yeah.
start telling them what they making and stuff, then they probably
yeah,
ain't gonna deal with nobody to do it.
yeah.
They're not
So
gonna
we need
want
to
to deal
count
with
our
you.
blessings, baby.
Listen,
Because
you better
you
make sure all
lowball
the
them
business
when you do
is
deal with them. You lowball them. So now that you got to tell them, what the cut is, he's gonna be like, you know what, f them. I,
already.
you gotta have
Exactly.
8 months. You gotta have a year.
And
Okay.
that
Mm.
part is so hard for new authority. I feel so bad. I really do because it's like don't act like y'all wasn't ever knew before as a
Exactly.
brokerage.
I
So
and because I had to go through it, but I do kind of understand it because
yeah.
with box truck, especially in box truck, with box trucks not being regulated like that, you just got anybody who got their
Jumping in
hands on a
now.
truck carrying your
You're
freight.
right. You're right.
At
Box
least
trucks
at least
and
with them
box
CDL guys, like that they went out there and got them an official license. Like, if they don't know how to do nothing right, they know how to drive the damn truck.
nah, that ain't true either, because you
Well,
got people that
that's true. But
She like, ah,
at least they got some
yeah.
legit paperwork saying it. Whereas
At
box
least they got
truck,
to work harder to
yeah,
forge
yeah,
some
right,
things.
right.
they
In
got
the
some
box truck,
baggage.
you ain't got to, baby.
With box truck, yeah,
You know what? I gotta give. You
go
know what,
ahead.
D? I gotta give you. Sorry to cut you. I gotta give you prop. When I first started, I was hiring, and it's like the women could drive and the men I hired could not. And I didn't want to confess that in public. But I'm like, the women would get on there and drive. They may have a hard time with certain pallets, but the men, that I had confidence with it. But when we do the road test, and you can tell a certain posture, that they 10 and 2 the whole way, baby.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he nervous, baby. He fumbling, you know. But the women would get in there and swear. I said I had to throw out props like that just in case, you know.
I
It
mean,
wasn't
it's
no
true though.
foolish of
Like,
me giving the women props.
I've seen some female CDL drivers, and they whipping
Listen,
that
Yes.
thing. Like,
yeah,
I'm
I
talking
have
about
a good
backing that
friend.
thing up and between
Yeah.
two other
Mhm.
trailers. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, because I'm gonna fuck something up. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah.
Use my language.
Yeah, I have a
No,
good
for
friend.
sure.
Like she cold. She is cold, baby. She could drive circles around these men out here, and I'll be like, man, you're a bad girl. You're a bad girl.
Yeah.
Now I tried to get behind that wheel, and I said, I'm staying in my lane as a dispatcher because that's not for me.
Man.
But
But you know what? That's been the only blessing on the industry. You know, every now and then in that parking lot, you see something heavenly walk across, and you know you got to thank the industry for that because that wasn't the case 15, 20 years ago. You didn't get no morale boosting like that. Mm-mm.
Man.
I get somebody who pants
Mm.
falling down, getting out the damn truck.
Yeah, you ain't lying, and no intentions of pulling it up. Not
Yeah.
can
Oh
you
my.
know?
Ugh. So now
So
I
the
know y'all
Mhm.
do box truck training. So when is that training?
We're working on actually right before this meeting, I had an advisory meeting
Mm.
so we can start the the academy,
Awesome
a
sauce.
certification. Yeah. So we're working on that. That's going to be another arm of Straight Connect platform is the CDL certifications, non CDL box truck
CDL
certificate.
certificate.
Yeah,
Okay, I love
because
that
what we
for
discovered,
that.
like Cherie said, you don't need a CDL to drive a box truck. However,
Mhm.
you need in my opinion, the CDL training to drive a box truck. You need that
That's good.
CDL knowledge because we had a driver we hired who had experience. She knew how to drive that truck. However, she messed up our hours of service. And Sharif kept trying to explain it. It was like, who did you drive for? Because this is not, this is not how you do it. And we got actually a couple of violations because of that. And so we feel like that is something that is very much needed. Even when we did the appliance delivery, securing the freight,
Hmm.
because everything that you spoke of as far as teaching somebody about the industry, that's what we're working on now.
I
And I
love
don't know
that.
if you had a chance to join Straight Connect. Um, it's really in the beginning phases. It will be an app, and I only have U.S. based identification because I know that y'all's industry, the dispatcher industry, has been overloaded with people in other countries,
Yeah.
and I see all the time in Facebook groups, I need a US based dispatcher.
Must speak
So
English.
must speak English.
Yeah.
So I have only my platform just for that,
I
for
love that.
US based dispatchers. And what I was just telling the advisory board, when I'm going through looking at who's verified that identity, the dispatchers have the highest volume of not being able to. Because as soon as you get ready to trigger your identification, you only have US, United States. That's it.
Oh,
You can't you if you're in another country, you can't do it and you're just stuck and pending.
wow. Wow.
Mhm.
Well, I love
Yeah.
that. I'm definitely going to make sure, if you can, please email me that, so that I can
Mhm.
definitely be a part of that. I love what you're doing. That's amazing. That
Thank
is
you.
one of the things that I do want to do is a trucking academy because I feel like you said, they have to get the license when it comes to CDL, but do they get that real knowledge? Do they really get,
Hmm.
that real, hey, this could happen, that could happen. When you're backing, make sure you're doing this, make sure you're doing that. All of those things. I'm not that knowledgeable in that area. My husband is very knowledgeable as it relates to that. But, those are the things that we care about because you see too many accidents that could be prevented with the right knowledge. So,
Hmm.
Correct.
yeah.
And the
And
and the
we just
and the
trying to
box
bring
truck
the.
is not regulated, and that's where I want
Hmm.
some regulation.
Yes.
You have a CDL, you abandon a truck that goes against your CDL. You may abandon a box truck.
It don't
There's
matter.
no, yeah, exactly. So I kind of pose the question like, what do you do if that happens? And I get
Mhm.
smart, alecky responses to go get the truck. I'm like, but I mean, as carriers, what can we do other than file a police report and they just go on to the next job? It doesn't follow them. So these are things that I really would like to work on. We're hosting webinars on Straight Connect as well too. I send out like a grant list. So I'm doing a lot of things within the platform. And I don't know about you, but I've gone through like a lot of cohorts,
Mhm.
mentorships, and every time I am always the only trucking company in everything I've done. Always.
Wow.
And so I just feel like I want to create that space for the logistics industry on that platform.
I think that's phenomenal. Honestly, I do, and I definitely want to be a part in any way possible. I'm always open to learn. I feel like you never get too old to learn, and when you get to that point where you feel like you can't learn no more, then there's no purpose.
Yes.
So yeah, I
Time to hang
definitely.
it
Well, we're
up.
both in Texas, girl. You know I'm up the freeway from you. I think you in Lamarck or
No,
somewhere.
I'm in. I don't know who may be listening. Hold on.
Mm,
Well, I think
mm.
I saw on your class that maybe it was in Texas City or Lamarck or I don't know. I thought
So,
I saw that.
okay, so no, the Texas City thing that you see is kind of like what you're doing. It's called the Room of Opportunity. So that's happening
Okay.
September 12th. That's going to be a free event for entrepreneurs as a whole. So everybody's used to me doing things for truckers, but it's bigger. I feel like how they said it. It's bigger than me, Nino Brown. It's bigger than just trucking. Entrepreneurs need
Mm.
something overall. And so that room of opportunity is where it's going to be a business experience where everything you need for your business is going to be in the room and you'll have the opportunity to connect with that. I get tired of hearing people been gatekeeping. They don't want to tell me all the secrets. They want to keep it to themselves. Nobody wants to tell me how to get the bag. Well, okay, let's put you in a place to secure the bag and let's see what you really do with it. So,
Right.
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
So on the room for opportunity is what date again and what time?
Yeah, so it's September 12th. It's going to be in Texas City. It is from 11 to 3. It
Okay.
is free to attend. If you want to attend, you can always DM me or just go to the roomofopportunity.com, the website, and just register. You do have to register to attend though, because we will have, food, swag bags, and all of the things. So I want to make sure you can't go back and give me a review saying everything was good, but I ain't getting no swag bag. So
Mhm. You know they'll do that. We'll
you
do
know
that.
that do that real quick.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be that woman that shook your hand and said, "I had a great time," but didn't get a bag.
You looking like,
I
wait a
believe I
minute.
registered. I
I
got to go
seen
back
your
and look,
name
but
on there. I seen it on
okay.
there. I was
Okay.
like, oh,
Uh,
she coming, yay!
I
You
need it on
know.
my calendar. Lord, please let it be on my calendar. Because if it ain't on that calendar, Lord, it
Oh
won't
Lord.
happen. It's got to be on the calendar.
You sounded like me now, baby. If it ain't on the calendar, I don't think you exist at that point in time anymore.
Yeah,
Damn
yeah.
Yeah.
right.
So when you get new dispatchers, like how are y'all able to find carriers? That's one reason I created Straight Connect.
Ooh.
So dispatchers can connect with carriers and carriers can connect with dispatchers. Because how are y'all finding y'all carriers?
Honestly, it's multiple ways. You have, of course, Facebook groups, of course. I like to go old school. I go out. I go out to truck
Mhm.
stops. I go and talk to people. I believe it's more personable when you can put a face with a name, versus just me sending you an email or jumping in your DM or whatever the case may be. You also have DAT. You can look on there and find carriers. You got the FMCSA. I mean, there's many ways that you can find carriers. You just have to be intentional about it.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha. So you
But
do
I
cold
love what you're
calling?
doing because that's probably gonna make it easier. Yep, cold
Yes.
calling is one of the options too. That's how you get. I mean, once you get that safer, pick up that phone. Now I ain't gonna lie, that would probably be one of them non-USA. I mean, non-US moments. You let them do that cold calling because,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, and then
Yeah, Straight
emailing, of
Connect, I
course.
definitely, I do know I will have to, I just recently found out the dispatcher profile hasn't been built out because somebody
Mm.
went on my platform and they were like, Telly, where's the information? I'm clicking on this dispatcher, but their whole profile isn't showing. So the developer is actually working on dispatcher profiles, but it's definitely a space that I'm trying to make it easier because it's going to say you're US verified. I mean, it'll show
Oh, I
your
love it.
before you can even join. Anybody who joins there know you're US based.
I love that. I definitely got to connect with that because I think that would be so much easier because that'd be the main question people have. Miss V, how I'm gonna find carriers? Well, old school, baby. You gonna have to work for it. It ain't gonna just land in your
Mhm.
lap. You're gonna have to actually work for it. So
You
yeah.
you don't know the commotion. You know, it causes when pretty faces walking the lot trying to sell the dispatch services. You know that's a
Listen,
you can hear a silent alarm women can't hear when that's going on.
listen, let me tell you, I never go by myself because y'all ain't gonna think I'm one of them
Exactly.
people. Okay, I always go out there with others. You
Uh,
gonna be, and then I have my brand on my clothes, so it's letting you know.
exactly. You better identify.
I gotta let you know because when you're easy on the eyes, people will be like, "Ooh, what's
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
Hold
Brother
on
ain't been home in 5, 6 weeks, baby. Soon that brother gets
Some hounds out there,
a
some
running up
hungry
out of
hounds,
there.
lonely nights
Oh,
out
you
Oh,
there in that
silly.
that
truck.
is I. Hey, that can be a problem depending on the city, baby.
now." Ooh,
Depending on
yeah.
the city.
Yeah, I
Oh,
be real careful when I go like to Baytown and stuff like that. I be real careful. I mean, it's down 90. They pretty much recognize my face because I bring even my students out there. When we go down 90, I
got you,
show them how to
got
go to
you.
truck stops and stuff. So they kind of pretty much recognize my face when I come there. But when I go to Baytown, I'm like,
Gotcha.
I need somebody going with me because I'm scared.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Don't go
Ah,
to the one right there in the middle. What's that? The Loves. It used to be a pilot. The one right there
Baby,
with Patton and 45. That one right
that
there.
one
You can
right
see the
there.
skyline.
Everybody there, okay? Everybody is there. That's
Yes.
the main. That's the what they call it. That's the spot right there. That's the lick. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's headquarters right there, baby. That's where they go register.
you
That's where
stupid.
they go get their license.
not the
Ah,
registry.
They
Oh
like,
my
have you been
goodness.
on Padden? Get off my block. You ain't been on Padden. You know what I'm saying? You got to go register at the pilot.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
so, as far as new authorities, what advice would you give somebody who has a new authority as a dispatcher?
So when it comes to new authority, first of all, you want to make sure your carrier has everything that they need so that you can be a successful team. Um, Hence, like I was talking about the ELD. Have they gotten a factoring company yet? Do they even know what a factoring company is? Because some people be like, "What's that?" When I say I need your
Right?
NOA, what's the NOA? Notice of assignment. What's that? Okay, so that means you don't have a factoring company.
mm,
So,
Hmm. Hmm.
just making sure they have the basic essentials. That's why I've created a onboarding sheet where you can ask them all of the basic things. So if they don't have that, let's get that done first before we move forward. And then have them sign up with the people that's going to work with them, TQL and CH Robertson. Sign up with those people that's going to work with you right out the gate. That way, although you may not get the high paying loads right off, we can at least get you steady. We can get you
Right.
rolling. I've even went so far as to I have a what you call a new authorities list of brokers that'll work with you because I actually worked with a guy that was a high shot from day one, and I built that list off of working with him. And so I think it's like 300 and something brokers that's on my website that you can purchase for $40. I mean, it's not much, but it'll help you to get started where you can start sending those emails, and also make yourself known, make your presence known in the
mm-hmm,
industry. Send out those emails, contact the brokers, get on their preferred carriers list. You know,
Hmm.
get on their mail out list where they getting on your nerves with emails all day. With
Right.
hey, I got
mm-hmm.
this. Even if you cannot, always take the lows, at least be somebody that's on their mind. So that's what I would say. And then also just having the patience and being honest with those carriers. If I can't say anything else, stop lying. Stop telling them
Mm,
you can make them 10 bands when you can't even make them $10. Stop.
Right.
Like that makes everybody look bad as a whole. And it's so I see that so much on these groups. That's why I really don't really get on there and advertise my dispatching like I used to because there's so many lies out there. Oh,
Yeah.
I can do
mm-hmm.
this and I can do that. Knowing doggone well that ain't even where we at anymore. This is not COVID season. And I'm not saying you can't make 10 bands, but not being local. No, you're lying to these people.
Yeah.
So just being honest,
Home every day, 10 bands.
home every day, 10 bands. What?
Mm.
Yeah.
And then you got people that will call me and say, "Well, hey, such and such said that this is doing this and they getting this and that." Okay, you want to go with such and such? Well, no, I was just trying to see if you heard about it. If I heard about it, trust me, I'd have you on it at the end of
Right.
the day.
Hmm.
So, yeah, just being honest would be my thing, and having patience. And one thing I will say for new authority as a whole, well, there's a couple of things I'll say, but I'll make it brief. First off, make sure you got enough revenue saved up to start this trucking company. That's what I'm going to say. If you don't have at least 6 months put up, don't do it. If you're using your personal money, don't do it because you are going to fail and you're going to be mad and say trucking is trash and this, that, and the third. But it's not that, it's just that you have to be able to put everything in perspective. You got to think of overhead. You got to think of truck maintenance. You got to think of fuel. You have to think of all of the things, paying your dispatcher. You have to think of all of that. And even, when you're in a box truck and you ain't about that life, you want to get a hotel. But most hustlers they'll go ahead and lay it out in their truck and make it do what it got to do. But you have some
You better
that
talk to them.
they ain't gonna. Yeah, you have some that ain't gonna do that. They too pretty. Pretty Ricky's what they call them. They too pretty to do that. So
Man.
they don't want to get their hands dirty. But I would say make sure that you understand the industry. Get with somebody like Telly or Sharif or Derek or myself. Get with somebody that's going to give you the real knowledge, the real game, and the real know-how, and so that you don't fail. Because if you don't have that revenue saved up, 9 times out of 10, you're going to exhaust everything you have because why? Everybody's not working with you. And then
Right.
EQL, they don't have a load every single place you're going. CH
Right.
Robinson don't have a load every single place you're going. So you have to be mindful of that. And then just knowing who's going to work with you at what point in time. That's why I created that list. Okay, this will work with you at
Hmm.
first 30 days, 90 days, 60 days. If you can make it, and the reason why I say 6 months, because, 3 months, you're still rocky, but it's getting a little easier. 6 months, oh, you starting to get over that hump a little bit more. 9 months, oh yeah, you. Once you get to your baby, you cruising. You cruising.
Right.
You on easy street by that time. But the thing is, you have to be prepared to go through that situation. Anything worth having is worth fighting for, and you have to be able to put in
Yeah.
the fight. And that fight is gonna be that revenue. That fight is gonna be that patience. That fight is gonna be that confidence. That fight is gonna be that know-how. And that fight is gonna be that strategy and that positioning yourself to be able to win. And then just knowing the seasons. Know what's in season, what's out of season, and when it's peak season, when it's strawberry season, when it's pumpkin season, when it's what. Just knowing all of the things. All those things will help you to be successful. Because this ain't no fly by night get rich scheme type
No.
situation. That's not
No.
how this works. And that's what people don't understand. They look at, oh, you got trucking industries. You got trucks, you got box trucks, you got dry vans, you got hot shots. Oh yeah, you making big money. No, it ain't always that case. We still got drivers we gotta pay. We still got dispatchers we gotta pay. We
Maintenance.
still got truck maintenance, baby. Them PMIs tear your behind up alone, okay? Not to mention that fuel.
Hmm.
That fuel is my
Yeah.
rent. You hear me? That fuel is my mortgage every month. You hear? One week fuel is my
Every
mortgage.
week.
You hear me? That's a 1 week.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
only the insurance, if you got a truck note, people don't count the cost. So if I would give any advice, count the cost. Count the cost.
What do you feel
And
about
coach,
new authorities and renting trucks?
I'm gonna answer both of your questions. What you got for me, Sharif?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to elaborate on the on you said patience several times, and
Hmm.
for on the driver's side is because a lot of them go in and thinking just like you said, the reputation of driving trucks gives them a big expectation of big money super soon. But it also it's about your grind, just like you said. I'm out there doing it day to day. Yeah, it's my truck, and we out here getting it, but you got to have that hungry mentality. That's why at the seminar, part of my seminar tomorrow is going to be for the guys that are hungry enough to be stable in life. This is a quick way to get out there and be on your own, to have your own.
Yes.
But you got to be hungry for it.
Hmm.
And that's being in the truck, sleeping in the truck, and giving me a good 4 weeks, a good 5 weeks over the road, so you can have some full checks coming, and making sure your patience and your mental is together, so you can be able to
Ooh,
stay out there.
that mental. Now
That mental,
you
exactly.
talking like I literally just had a driver, and I'm coming back to you, Telly. I literally
Hmm.
just had a driver, and I told them, I said, listen, and I'm not being funny, I'm not whatever, but I told them I do not play with demons. I cast them out. That girl mentally was so unstable. And then she ended up having a wreck. And I told
Mm.
them, when I saw that, I told them, I said, I'm praying for y'all. I'm praying for y'all. Like
Hmm.
I kept telling them, like, this chick, because it with me, I talk my noise. I'm playful. I'm whatever. What you see with me right now is really who I am and what you get. But I don't let people pull me out of character to that limit. And that girl was pulling me into a place that I know that I'm not. So I'm like, this is bigger than this ain't just nah. Something is mentally. And I told them, I say something's wrong with her because you could talk to her. She was fine, and then the next minute she shifted up. So mentally being stable is so true because she was always saying, I want to be at home. I'm on the road too much. I wanted well, this ain't for you, baby.
That
This not
sounds
for you.
familiar. That sounds familiar for two of
This,
our drivers.
yeah, this not for
I
you.
want to be home.
Yeah.
You know, uh, this the pay ain't matching the stress of being
Ooh,
gone,
I don't
and
get
I'm
paid
like,
enough for
what?
this.
Yeah, but we're not paying you for a stable mindset. You got to have that first.
You gotta have that coming
You
in.
get what I'm saying?
You know,
You got to have that
that
first. You got to have some self love first out here. You know, if you
that
got self
irritates.
esteem problems, this might not be for you.
That
Right.
now that irritates me too because at the end of the day, one thing that I don't like hearing is I don't get paid enough for this. Well, here's my thing.
Mm,
When you took the job, the pay was what it was when you signed on that dotted line and you said, I accept the position. So you
mm.
knew that there was going to be some things that probably wouldn't work in your favor. But now you don't get paid enough. Now, as far as you, Miss Telly, how do I feel about new authority and renting? Don't do it.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't do it.
Thank you.
That's
I
simple that
tell
is.
people all the time because people try to lease onto our authority, and I've had people
Mm,
try to lease on with a rental truck. So when you come to lease on with a rental truck, I'm already like red flag. You
yeah.
can walk away, and I'm stuck because my insurance it
Gotta
takes at
cover
least
that
60
rental.
days for it to
Mm-hmm.
adjust, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mhm.
and already we experienced it ourselves. We started out renting a box truck. That's our mistake right there. And
Yeah.
we learned quick that $900 a week plus mileage with a new authority and your
That ain't
truck
no
ain't
joke.
moving.
That ain't no joke.
No, no.
Money ain't
You
never flew out of account faster.
you
It was
you
depressing.
use little when you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Not just
Hmm.
because I want to get in the box truck industry. No, save your coins or go get that $100,000 loan real quick. Go ahead and do that. And if you can't get it, then come see me. Let's get your business credit together. And that's what people. That's another thing people don't understand. Get that business credit together. You gonna need it,
Yeah.
and then you gonna need it. You never
Trust.
know.
We already know. We know real well.
Yeah,
But there
you
are
gonna
free
Mm.
need it.
grants out there too. I don't know if you've been applying to the free grants. I've won over 20,000. So
Come
it's free
on.
money out there. Oh yeah.
I've been looking. I must ain't been looking up the right tree. So let me get on your line, okay?
Woman, she's the expert at it. We gonna have footage of it tomorrow, posting soon.
I love it.
I just won a pitch competition. So they gave me $500 cash at the event.
Come
And then I
on.
just got the $500 deposit to my PayPal. So yeah, it's free money out there, Coach V.
I
And
love
I
it.
goes and gets it.
I know that's
And I
right.
got an exit question for you, Coach V. Now,
Yes.
me and Telly started this, and I want to see if you guys can relate. When you exposing somebody to your world, like she exposed me to the advertising and the marketing, and I wasn't like, if you look on our page, you see all my deliveries and me delivering every one our video. But at first, I was like, what am I doing? Videotaping. Why? But when you get those emails that she see brokers just hitting you up saying, "Hey, they enjoy watching," and I never thought they would enjoy watching the deliveries, and it gives us credibility also of how we deliver, how loads look before we deliver. I never thought of it that way. So, was it hard for you to open him up to new things to help the business?
My husband goes along with whatever his wife want to do.
You damn right.
Pretty much how it goes.
Was that a setup question, D? Was that a setup
I don't
question?
even know why you. I don't even know why you wasted everybody's
Yeah,
time.
exactly. D was like this.
D like
Baby,
I
it
ain't
be
got
a
nothing to say to
battle
that.
over here.
Yeah.
When I say it be a battle, I be like Sharif. And now I don't have to tell him send me a video. He already be like the video's uploaded. Oh, okay, let me just go get it. Now we done got
Video
fancy where we
posted.
showing the route. I done showed the
Listen,
route
come
now,
on, Ralph. But you know
girl.
what? They have that little TikTok song when she's singing everything is content, everything is content. Everything literally is content. You pulling up at a
Absolutely.
shipper is
Hmm.
content. You showing off your truck is content. You showing how you log into your ELD, that's content. You signing a POD, that's content. All of that stuff is content. And you know what? Here's the one thing, y'all, that I love about content. People will watch it and won't comment not one bit.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
then you see
Hmm.
them in person and they'll tell you, "Oh, I've been watching you for years. I ain't never seen your like."
Exactly.
That part. I ain't viral yet. So what you telling me for?
Right.
Did you repost it?
What you watching for? But you know, people will
Exactly.
do it to build trust. You know, so
Yeah.
that content is necessary so that people can see, like you said, that you're real. You're not a
Yeah.
bot. You're an
Hmm.
actual person out there putting in the work, getting your hands dirty, doing it the right way, and making this trucking industry, you know, look good because it is a good
Right.
industry to be in if it's done right.
Right. Yes.
Yep.
And that's what I want to change the reputation of drivers because
Yes.
we have bad, especially the CDL drivers, on our hygiene, attitude, and
Woo.
that's one thing I want to teach in our classes is mainly the attitude. You're representing a
Yes.
brand, either if it's you or the you represent the dispatcher, broker, you are the face. So you got to come in smelling good with a smile, shake a hand,
That part.
help with the delivery, especially with box trucks. Helping with the delivery can and the pickups can really help all the way around because you can monitor your truck, make sure it's done right, no damage was done,
That's true.
So it's all the way around teaching.
Now,
So
Sharif,
before we get
if
ready to wrap up, I want to say, because we got like 4 minutes, there was a message in the chat. I have to do better at multitasking. I do know who this person is. She's asking where to find good dispatchers. So, Coach V, I think somebody needs a good dispatcher. So, how can they find you?
so, you can reach me on um, any
She need to
social
get on
media.
Straight Connect.
You know what? You can reach me on social media after today, okay? But no, you can reach me on
Yeah.
Exactly.
any social media platform, or you can go to my website, tkklogisticsandtrucking.com. And so yeah. Now I will tell you this: if you're looking to acquire me, I am an acquired taste. So so if you ain't really ready to make money, I'm not your girl. But if you
Gotcha.
really
Mm,
ready to keep your
that's good
wheels
selling.
turning,
That's good
yeah.
selling.
If you're really
Yeah.
ready to keep your wheels turning and you earning, let's talk. Let's talk about it. Let's talk
Okay.
about what it's gonna
Well,
look
if
Exactly.
y'all do not know how to contact her, feel free to inbox me and I will get Miss Coach V information over to you. Miss Coach V, we're both in Texas. We need to connect.
like. We
Um,
need to.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
yes. Yes. And
Absolutely.
again, I hope your event is on my calendar because I'm telling you.
Listen, just like you want me to be on Connect, you better get on that calendar.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Noted. I gotcha. So we're gonna wrap it up. Please don't jump off because when y'all jump off too fast, honey, this thing acts a pure fool, and it takes me 2 days to get the videos. Um, get the video. So you will see your face pop up all over my social medias. Feel free to reshare. The full
Absolutely.
recording is on YouTube. Actually, is live now. And I thank you so much for joining. And I will
Thank
be at your event
y'all.
on September 12th. Don't worry, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna put it on. I'm just gonna
Thank
mark my calendar
y'all. This is
now.
Exactly.
so awesome. I've enjoyed talking to each one of y'all. Derek, the one over there acting like he real shy and quiet, but I even enjoyed talking to Derek.
Derek is not shy and quiet.
I'm not shy.
Yes, exactly. That's
I
the
was,
quiet
I was,
before the
I was,
storm. That's all that
I was
is.
taking it in. I was taking it in.
It was good meeting you, Coach V.
You
Exactly.
too.
Yes.
Good
Yes, we
meeting.
got
Great
the
Thank
meeting.
you.
next. Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I'll email
indeed.
you in a day or so because I got to get this video and everything
Gotcha.
done. Okay.
All
All
right.
righty. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
All
you.
right, D. Be good, man.
Yeah,
All
too.
right.
All
I'll be
right.
good.